welcome to my podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be following on from one of the videos on my channel, which is the take and get video. And if you watch the video, you'll know that it's just a brief introduction to the difference between take and get. But it doesn't go into a lot of detail, and I just want to talk about how we use get and what kind of situations we use get in. I'm going to be giving you some phrasal verbs with get, and one of my students has asked me about why do we use get in these situations. For example, the phrasal verb to get home. Because if you try to translate this into your own language, it can sound strange. And I speak Turkish as well as English, and if I translate get home into Turkish, it sounds like to buy a house. It sounds like I'm buying a house. So why are we using get here? Well, of course, get is really just a substitute for another word. So to get home, we could say we arrive home, or we could say that we reach home. I have arrived home, I have reached home, I have got home, I got home. Another way to use that would be to get to work. Again, we arrive at work, we reach work. But it's very common for us to use get with a lot of different situations. It's a very common word for us to use in our daily lives. Maybe it's a shorter and easier way to get the point across, to get across the idea of what we want you to understand. In another way, we can use get to talk about bad things that happen to us. So in a situation, you fall off your bicycle and you get hurt, or you're cooking in the kitchen and the hot saucepan accidentally touches the side of your hand and you get burned. Or for example, you're in a relationship and your girlfriend finishes the relationship, and so you get dumped. To be dumped means to be like thrown out like the trash, to be thrown to the side like rubbish or trash. You get dumped. So in each of these situations, something bad happens to us, and there is a change in our situation. We go from being in a good state to being in a kind of a bad way. And the next thing is to use get for understanding things. And again, there's a change, because before you don't understand, or you haven't got the information, or you don't have a concept in your mind, you're not able to have a new concept in your mind, but then you get the idea, to get the idea. So one way to use get the idea is when you want to get the general idea without having to listen to all the details. So because I live in Turkey, when I buy my frozen pizza, I turn to the back of the package, the back side, and I look at the instructions, and I see the instructions are all written in Turkish, and I don't want to have to read all the instructions, because there are actually some pictures there. And if I look at the 4 pictures, the pictures explain enough. So I look at the pictures and I get the idea. I can see I need to remove the pizza from the package, turn the oven on to 180 degrees, put the pizza onto the rack and put it in the oven. Okay, so I get the idea. I don't need all of the details. And we might use get to talk about doing something in the right way, to do something in the right way, and to have success. So I burned one pizza, so then I put another piece in the oven. I also burned the second one. So I bought a third pizza, and this time I took it out of the oven when it was finished, when it was cooked, and it was perfect. It was perfectly cooked. So this time I get it right. I got it right. So to do something in the right way and then to have that success. We also use get to talk about changing the kind of this general state that we are in. So we go out on the weekend and we have a few drinks, too many drinks, and then we get drunk. So it means that we become drunk. But here we change the word become for get, because again we can use get in many situations. It's just a quick and easy way to communicate an idea. And so you again there's a in all of these phrasal verbs that I've just given to you, there is a kind of a situational change or a situational update or a change in our status. So it can be a change in the place, so we get home, and we might also say to get back. So we leave a place, that can be we leave home and we go somewhere else to the shopping centre, and then we get back. So we get back to the original place. It can be a change in what we know. So again, to get the idea, before we didn't know and now we do. Or it could be that there is a change from failing to having success. So again, on the third time that I cooked my pizza, I got it right. The first two times I got it wrong, but on the third time I got it right. Or again, it can be that something bad happens to us, so that before we were in a good state, we were in a fine state, everything was okay, but now we are in a bad state because we have got hurt, or we got burned, or we got dumped. I'm going to give some slightly different ones now, and all of these are really about are giving information about how we're going to do something. So how to do something. So if I say to my friend wants to get from here to the city centre, and he asks me how can I get to the centre, what's the best way, and I tell him get the train. Or he says to me, no, I don't like the train. I say, okay, get the bus. So I'm telling him to use and to ride the train, or to use and ride the bus. However, if I change that and I say you need to get on the train, this actually means to enter the train. Or if I say to get on the bus, it means to actually enter the bus. And so today I've talked about these phrasal verbs with get. These are some ways that can help you to understand them a bit more. But there are many phrasal verbs with get, and you cannot use rules to understand all of them. You need to go and read them, see the lists on the internet or in the books that you can access them, and just try to memorize some of them, and then just start trying to use them. Even if at first they feel strange or unnatural, that's very normal. But if you force yourself and you keep going with them, then in time it's going to become natural, and you will be able to use them without forcing yourself to use them. And again, thanks for listening, and I hope you join me at the next one.